Hello, today I will review the Object 268 Variant 4, which is a Tier 10 tank destroyer in the Soviet tech tree line. This tank is mainly known for its armor that I will look on later. It has 650 alpha damage with about 13 seconds reload time, resulting in 2900 DPM. That is really fine for a tank destroyer with that alpha damage. The dispersion is bad at this tank with 0.38, with a fine aiming time of 2.25, and the stabilization is also fine at this tank. So it will take a while to aim for you on this tank, but it also won't take too long. The top speed is 40 on this tank. It was nerfed some time ago, and I'm using turbocharger here, so it will result in 45 kilometers per hour. The reverse speed is good with 21 kilometers per hour, and you can further improve it with field modifications. The view range is bad at this tank. It's 416, so that's just bad. The concealment is fine of this tank, and this tank doesn't really need concealment because you should mainly play it aggressively and on the front. So here, gun rammer to reduce the reload time, and hardening because the base HP is 1900, and for a tank that you have to play aggressively, it's it's just bad, so you have to improve it more. As field modifications, I would use this, then this, to further improve the aiming. Yes, you will reduce the accuracy that is horrible, and you will make it even more horrible, even you won't notice it a lot. But if you will play it at the front, you need better aiming speed, and that will improve it. Here I would recommend the view range because the view range is bad, and to improve it a bit, here I would actually reduce the gun loading, but you can do it you can do it whatever you want. You can get more HP, 50 more HP, and also protection from crew injuries, but you don't get critted a lot. So here you will sacrifice 40 HP, and 40 HP isn't as critical. So personally, I would choose this or just choose nothing. Here Here it is also depending on your level of gameplay. If you can prevent yourself from getting tracked, you can improve the top speed. But here what I would recommend would be doing nothing or to improve the reverse speed. As for the crew, I would be using Brothers in Arms, Reconstruction Awareness, Concealment. Repairs would be helpful. Um, Here, Brothers in Arms, Concealment. Well, Concealment actually, you have to prioritize repairs before Concealment. So what you should do is Brothers in Arms, then repairs, then Concealment, and then Snapshot. And this also applies for tanks without any turret. Here, Brothers in Arms, repairs, and then off-the-road driving, but just for fun, I made controlled impact to improve the ramming damage, because this tank is also known for getting good ramming damage in. But now it's a bit worse because its top speed was nerfed. Here, Brothers in Arms, repairs, intuition. Well, if you want, you can load full gold ammunition, and concealment. Then Brothers in Arms, repairs, intuition, and concealment. The shells here are identical with the shell velocity, so that's why I said you can load full gold ammunition, because the penetration here is 360, while it's here only 293, even though it's good for also for armor piercing rounds having 293 penetration, and the HE shells have good penetration with 90, so that's not so the penetration here is not bad, with 840 alpha damage and also the same shell velocity as the other ones. If we look frontally at the armor here, you can see, no, that's the wrong one, here that if it is looking like that at you, and even if you use AP with good penetration, 293, you won't be able to penetrate this tank somehow like you would normally expect to penetrate the lower plate, but the lower plate is armored here, and what you can see, it's depending on the height of your tank. If you have like a low profile, and you're not clinching this tank, then you can penetrate its lower plate, like this small part, but depending on the angle you're shooting from, it can ricochet off. The upper plate is not penetratable like at any angle here. The this thing here is like frontally not penetratable, but you see this, if you look like this from this tank, you can penetrate this, but if you angle it more, this is getting more penetratable. So really depending on your height, you have. So if you are clinching this tank, for example, on a mouse, you have to shoot here. And yeah, obviously you won't be able to shoot here anyway. So if you're clinching this tank, shoot here. And if you are higher than this tank, if you are like that, then you won't be able to penetrate him. And the thing you can penetrate then is this commander hatch here, and don't shoot this because this is obviously much more smaller than this, and this one is pretty big, but from the distance you have, if you're shooting at the thing from the distance, you really have to try to hit it, so that can get really difficult, shooting at the tank from a different distance, and from directly standing in front of him, it can be sometimes awkwardly, if this tank is wiggling around awkwardly, it may be confusing, and also don't shoot those parts here. And if you are playing on an Object 268 version 4, you can try to put up your gun to catch those heat shells. I'm trying to penetrate your commander hatch because this will count. So you won't penetrate with the heat through the gun. If you have good penetration, like 360 is really good, you can penetrate this tank very well. Like here, if you're looking frontally at it, here it's not recommended to shoot except you are a Jagdpanzer. And here the mask is also good penetratable. So here 340, so maybe you can try it with a VZ 111.5A, but then you have to high roll the penetration. Here you can then penetrate good, got 311, but that's also depending on the angle here. So to sum it up, and before summing it up, let's look at the side armor. The side armor is pretty good here. With this, everything is armored here, and if we don't look at it with gold ammo, this is also being armored, and yes, if you angle like this, it's not penetratable. And if you over angle it through the track, penetratable or here. But if you angle it perfectly, you can kite for ricochets. And here non-penetrations. So to sum it up, this tank has really good armor that is extremely effective against not gold ammunition and is like in really effective at the distance where you don't have any spots to shoot except this one. And if you are facing this tank, look if you're higher, then shoot this. If you have pretty low profile, shoot this one. So here I am out of the battle, and first of all you can see here as those add-ons. I was using the turning directive here, I don't really know the name here. And that was because I was trying out with this tank different directives. And here with that I wanted to improve the stabilization. But still I would still recommend hardening because you have only 1900 HP. So I'm here on Studzansky, and you see I'm going here because this is already filled up with good amount of tanks, and here I am just rushing the flank. Well, this is mainly what the tank is for, to rush your flank and just shoot something. So the speed of the tank, it's fine with 45. It was much better and it was much more comfortable before the nerf. But well, here I wasn't using my gun depression here, and now I penetrated him for 669 damage. But I also tanked 2 shots, and here facing the VZ 111-5A, you saw I put my gun up to catch his heat rounds. But he didn't penetrate me, and the MX-50B didn't penetrate me, except now because I over-angled my side armor and he penetrated me into my side. And I'm putting my 360 penetration to good use here for this Jagdpanzer and penetrating him in the lower plate. So the 650 alpha damage it's comfortable here. And you can see here the gorilla, and also he didn't penetrate my side armor. So the side armor is good here at this tank. But you shouldn't over-angle it too much. You see, I spotted the gorilla here. I got 400. Well, now about 500 assist. And got a shot into it. With 759 alpha damage, so that's almost like a gorilla. And yes. For now, I didn't get penetrated by the gorilla, also not by the 50B, and the 50B was shooting gold, but it was a PCR, and I don't think there's high penetration there. So that's a pretty fast battle here, but I already managed to get 4400 damage. Well, this was just a shot to try it, but accuracy is 0.38. But still, I don't recommend putting aiming device. Well, the directive for reducing the accuracy on him, because you will mainly play it frontally. And you saw I penetrated those Jagdpanzers and on X50B. And here I also didn't aim fully, but I still managed to get him. But for now I'm just ignoring him to get a bit more damage. Here another 660 damage. So this battle ended in 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. Another non-penetration here. But in total it looks pretty good, with 5700 damage, 3100 damage tank. You can use it for Chimera, to make the Chimera, 15 for Soviet and Chinese tanks, to tank and shoot damage. And here it's a win. So in total, to sum it up, 2600 assist, 1 kill, 5700 damage, 3100 tank, and that's in about 5 minutes. So overall, this tank is very good armored. It has a decent gun, even though it's not totally not made for sniping. You can use it for campaign missions, to complete the Soviet ones, and it's not one in the like meta tanks right now, but sometimes it can be still fun to play. But overall, it's not the priority you should grind in World of Tanks. So keep it up for a bit later, but then you can grind it and have some fun also with ramming. Hope like and subscribe, and bye.